Welcome, everybody. Welcome to another Paranormal Highway. Today, we're going to be talking to Exploring Harley. We're going to be talking about some of his investigations, and maybe we'll get a little nerdy and a little deep into why we are, why we like the paranormal. Do we think that we're going to find answers to life after death with the paranormal? Everybody has a different reason why they're into something, why they're into a certain kind of community. So sometimes these kind of shows, I want to know the person even more, like what really makes him tick. What really. Look at that! Look at that. I got a weird blue color here, man. Folks, I must have had the lighting system wrong. But kick back, get some coffee real quick, get some popcorn, use the bathroom, whatever you got to do. Take your little fast break because we're gonna start right after this intro.
Yo, Eric, we're over here on the Paranormal Hunt, and I headed over to this other building, and it's number 13. I was just telling Ron, my God. We got a fantastic show. We got Exploring Harley, who represents the beautiful country of Canada. I love Canada.
Hi, everybody.
I live like 2.5 hours away from Canada. Every chance I get, I try to go up there. Even though he's more on the East Coast side, he's never been to my side of Canada, but he needs to come down here one day so we can do an investigation together, because I think that'll be fun. Because I'm not gonna lie to you. I watch a lot of investigators, a lot of people out there, and I'm all like I like to do investigation with that person or that person or that person. But when I watch your stuff, I'm like, man, this guy is fun. And let me show what I'm talking about. I mean, here's you pull up this channel. This is the one you did. You did an investigation on Wilson Castle. And,
I'm very expressive. I'm French Canadian, and all French Canadians were really. You should watch a hockey game.
Yes, that's what I was about to say. Like I watch people do investigation, and sometimes I don't know if it's an act. When they all try to be like 100% pure serious. When I do the investigation, I have fun. And when I watch your stuff, you guys are having fun.
Oh,
like,
we're
here's a little bit of it.
All came down the stairs.
Yeah.
Guys, go on Facebook, go see John.
Music box.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna look at that because I'm curious and scared at the same time. So go check.
I wasn't expecting it.
I don't know. I just watch you guys, and you guys are having fun. You're joking around. You got your equipment there. You know what I mean? I mean, you literally look like you're having a good time, and it's like that's the vibe that I like. That's the people who I like to do investigations. And don't get me wrong, I understand there's times you got to be 100% serious, but you and I were talking behind the scenes, and like you're telling me, sometimes the activity is sometimes based on what you bring into it. You're absolutely right.
You will bring, if you bring joy, happiness, like you're being kind with the spirits. Well, they're going to find that the environment is really inviting, and they will like take them as real humans, real persons. If you act like a hey-hole, well, probably they won't talk to you. If you act like you're having fun, you're having a good time, you want to talk, you want to chat, well, I would go and talk with you. So why wouldn't the spirits do the same? And when we're asking stuff that are really like basic, but they're not circus animals, but we explain to them that if we ask something, it's just because we want to communicate with them. We want to know them. So it's the way you present yourself. Somebody that, sorry, comes into an investigation saying like, I don't believe in ghosts. That is all BS. That is all crap. So it brings like a negative kind of energy. All right, you don't want to speak with me? I won't speak with you. So it's kind of the way that you have to approach the spirit world. You have to respect them because they were once human.
Do you really think that I mean, you and I both, we don't actually know because we're not ghosts. Unfortunately, we're alive. That's good. That's a good thing that we're alive. That's a good thing. But I always wondered, like, do they really, as a spirit, do they really know what kind of person is walking in? Like, can they feel that's a good person, that's a bad person? You know what I mean? I always wonder, like.
Well, bad energies, spirits will feel the energy that you will radiate, and some spirit don't even know that they've passed away. Because I had many times coming, okay, people will say, well, it's an app. All right. June 6th, there's a live stream. I'm doing a little plug here. I'm sorry, Eric. Oh. June 6th on Spotted Ghost. Spotted Ghost is the inventor of Spirit Talker, the app that most paranormal investigators use. And I often have, am I dead? Coming on Spirit Talker. So the person that is present with us, or the spirit that is present with us, doesn't know he's passed away. So sometimes we have spirits that if you die like from an accident or something like in a war, people don't realize sometimes that they're passed away until probably they do something that we don't know. But
no, you're absolutely right. Like you said, there's a difference between being sick in bed, hate to say it, that you're dying, and then just dying in a car accident dramatically, all of a sudden you're just gone. How does your soul react to that? There is a difference between you knowing your time is up, not knowing your time is up. You're probably in a state of confusion.
You're confused, exactly. Like when you have a car crash, like, whoa, what just happened? Like, we don't know, like if person wakes up like he was kind of startled, like, okay, I'm good, but finally he's not good because he sees his body in the car and he questions himself, like, am I dead? Am I a spirit? So, and afterwards, is there like a light? Is there a gateway? Is there that we don't know? And that's what we trying to get in contact with the spirits that could give us that answer once and for all, for once.
Yeah. What do you think of people who has near death experience? Do you think they're really experiencing almost what it would have been like if they would have completed? Yeah. I hate to say it, complete the process of dying.
I believe it. I believe it because I had so much people talking about their experiences, like interviews and stuff like that, on their experiences when they passed away, like on the operating table or stuff like that. And people say that they saw loved ones. And just to do like a little insight. I know that when you pass away, your brain will kind of it comes into a state of it's going to put you in a state of wellness. So is it your brain that is playing tricks of giving you like positive thoughts or good, like when they say you see your light flashing before your eyes? Is that a protection mechanism from the brain to put you in a certain state so you don't suffer when you pass away? So is it when you pass away and your brain doesn't have the time to secrete that hormone or that thing when you die, that you think that you're not dead?
There's things that science cannot explain. I know they say there's electrical currents and all that, but there is
Yes,
things that science
there's
can't explain.
electricity that
Like-
runs in the brain, and it is low frequency and low voltage electricity, but it's still electricity. It still have an EMF reading. And I saw a study on sleep deprivation, and that was kind of funny. But during that, well, it was not, because somebody passed away. During that study, unfortunately, one of the participants passed away in his sleep. And they noticed that after his heart stopped beating and all his vitals were gone, his brain activity was still up and at his highest point. And some part of his brains that wasn't active was at that exact moment. So how can we explain that?
You can't.
No, and I'm pretty sure to explain life after death, we will have to really comprehend the way our brain works.
Yep.
Because
and it's hard. It's hard for people, scientists, or all that, trying to say, well, it's because of this. You know, I can see maybe one or two, but when you have massive amount of stories, can't be for them all. Like, this might be a sad story, but like Memorial Day just passed. My father passed away on Memorial Day, but 2 days, no, the day before he passed away, he's at the hospital. And now at first, you know, it wasn't, we didn't know he was going to pass away the next day. I just wanted to, you know, he had to get his leg cut off, whatever. You know, we're actually going to be rebuilding part of our house where he doesn't have to go up the stairs to use a shower and stuff. So, and it was my daughter's birthday too. So we went to visit him, and we went to visit him. He looked at me and my wife and daughter, says, guys, I know this is going to sound crazy. He goes, I was just talking to my mom and dad. And he said he was talking to his mom and dad. Okay, yeah, he was on some kind of medication for the pain of that, but he was saying,
brain,
yeah,
put him in a state, in a place he was comfortable.
And the thing is, now I understand people might say drugs, but then the next day he went. It was like unexpected. He went, and it was almost like he saw them. It was meant to be, to tell him you're going to a good place the next day. I mean, I can't prove that, but it was just the timing of it all. It was just one of those weird things. And I'm not saying people need to believe in the supernatural or not. That's up to the individual. But when we went to do his funeral, I think I told this last week or so, that first of all, the date that we're told we're going to have this big ceremony at a military thing, they got the date wrong. They said, "Oh, you're not scheduled for 2 weeks," and I already had our family down. And I mean, it was, you know, it was just like, it was almost like my father and them, they meant it that way because they didn't care to have all those little, I'm not saying they're proud to be the military, but they, you know, they're not really super into that. And then it was raining during the day, but during that time we were all there, the sun broke out. I mean, it was like weird. I'm not telling you, I know people, it sounds crazy, but you have to be there. The sun was out. We did our speech. UPS just showed up on luckily that same time during our time talking about our father, they actually UPS just delivered the headstone for the he's going in the wall. You know, he's cremated
in the columbarium,
because 70% of people in Washington are cremated versus graveyard. That's why we don't have tons of graveyards in Washington, because 70% of Washingtonians are cremated. The sun, and after we did the speech, the cars start, the alarms start to go off, and there's nobody over there. And we're all like making joke, like, oh, that's Uncle Bob. He's like saying we're here, we're watching, right? And it was almost like, okay, guys, go back to our house, because the horns were the horns were honking. You know, we all get in the car. As soon as we get in the car, it's like the sun went away, and it was pouring down hell. It was almost like, I'm not talking supernatural, but it was almost like it was everything. You know, seeing his parents the day before, the wrong day, it was like it was done on purpose. The sunlight, then the hailing down rain. I mean, it hailed down, but we were all in the car, so we didn't get soaked. It was almost like, this has got to be supernatural. This is too magical.
True, yeah. And sometimes those coincidences, well, if there are coincidences, because they are too freaking on point to be coincidences. It's the same thing that I will be on an investigation, and I will ask a spirit like to touch one of my devices or to go somewhere and touch a specific device. When it happens, people will go, well, it's random, it's probably this. Okay, don't come and give me a theory after I clearly ask whatever to touch a device. The device went off. It's been quiet for the past 15 minutes, half an hour. I asked the entity, he touched it, and after that said device went off, sometimes it doesn't go off for the rest of the night.
It's strange. And
there are too much coincidences to be a coincidence.
And I want to bring this up because Dina P wrote, I work at a hospital and I always see patients talking to loved ones that we couldn't see, and then they pass the next day. And let me just say that, of course, I've seen it firsthand with my father, but I worked for a medical company where we deliver medical supplies to patients in the hospital with these wound vacs that suck blood out of the body. It's kind of gross when you actually look at our machines that we did. And so I'm in these hospitals all over Washington, delivering them, picking them up, because we fix them, we get them back out there. There is, I know it's a hospital, there is a certain vibe that you do get a feeling when you're in certain rooms. And I know people are like, well, you probably don't go to the hospital a lot. No. I work for a company that I'm always at the hospitals, and something that, when you work at something every day, you get used to it, you get numb to it. You know what I mean? It's like nothing. But there is certain things that in certain rooms that, I hate to say it, that like one day I was with I was training someone. I go, I got a strange feeling that this person might not make it. I hate to say that. And 2 days later, I found out the guy passed away. And it's sometimes you can feel it.
Yep.
And like I said, it's not one day at a hospital. We delivered hospitals. So I go to hospitals, different hospitals every day, and not all rooms, but there's just certain rooms you kind of feel the vibe is different. Like there's something beyond just him there. Somebody else is there too.
When my father passed away, the same morning I was getting up to go to work, and when I got up, I had that strange feeling that something was off. Something wasn't feeling right. My mom left for the hospital before I got up. So when I got up, because I was at my parents' house to help my mom, because before my dad went into the hospital, he was at his house. He wanted to pass away in his house. But at the end, it was too hard for my mom, so I was make a long story short, I was living at my parents' house for the time being. And that morning, I was about to go to work, and I wasn't feeling good. And when I came in the office, my boss came to me and said, you're not looking good. Go home." And your dad is in the hospital, just about to pass away. Go and be with your family. I went home. Phone rings. It's my mom. My dad just choke on a drink a coffee, and they put him in a artificial coma, and the priest just came and gave him the last rites. So I was feeling off because everything was happening. Like something was telling me you have to go to the hospital and be with your family at that time. And he passed away that same day in the afternoon. So, like I say, some coincidences are too much in line, too much at a certain specific time to be a coincidence.
Yep.
It is too much. I know, like the skeptics are always trying to convince themselves that it's not happening, but when something is not right, like too often, it's not just a coincidence. It's because it's something that it's really happening. When you ask on an investigation to an entity to touch a specific item, and he does it, how can you explain it?
You can't. And I hope people if people in the chat, if you feel like you should go to hospital, you should. Because let me tell you guys, this might be, God, I don't know how to say the sad story or not. Everybody know we did the voice thing. My brother, his name is Michael. He's the one that passed away. The night that he went to the hospital, and let me just say, he's gone to hospital a few times for some things that I don't want to get into it, but self-inflicted kind of thing. Okay, it's, there's so the night he went, and we thought just another visit, right? Just another
Routine.
It really was. And you're not allowed to be at a certain time of night anyway. So we're like, okay, we'll go in the morning. And that night we felt like, man, we should feel, we should feel bad. We should be there, even though you can't go in the room. You know what I mean? It's like, but
yeah.
But we keep telling ourselves that
we have to be there.
This, he's done this before, kind of a thing, and all that, and all that. Well, and this is true. This is true. And I'm not laughing, but in the morning, my wife gets a call from the hospital, and the lady on the phone goes, when are you going to pick up the stuff? And it's true. So my wife's like, what do you mean when we're going to pick up the stuff? Your brother, he passed away. Nobody called and told us that he passed away. I'm serious. They just called and said, when are you going to pick it up? They're like, nobody called? No. There was no phone number missing. There was like no missed call, no nothing, like, wow. And, and because apparently he had a heart attack in the middle of his condition thing, and he put it in the, he signed where do not, what do you call it? Don't.
Do not resuscitate.
So he could have maybe, but he, then we could do, and where we kick ourselves was that we should have took that feeling and we should have went. It would have made a difference, because of the situation. But you feel kind of bad that we didn't go, and it's just so weird that I had a medium on my channel before, And he's like, she goes, Eric, can I talk to you after the show? So after the show ended, she goes, there's a person standing next to you. And this person, it goes, I'm looking at the head, and nobody knew this. Nobody knew this. You know, it's not like I told everybody everything that my brother, you know, had issues, not issues, but like there's something missing on his head. There's this person standing. Go, my brother had skin cancer, so they removed skin and put skin. So it was like a circle. And you sit there and you're like, how the hell did she know that? It was Amber Paraworld. Amber's Paraworld. Everybody knows Amber. And it was like, how do you know that? I mean, I've never told anybody that. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's why there's some people I believe do have gifts, because I know there's con people, there's con artists, right? You know that. There's con, they know how to answer certain questions and they act like they tell you something that you think, oh, how do you know that? But something like this, nobody knew.
No, nobody knows, because it's there that you can. I have a little trick. I know that I know certain persons that are real medium. They can really see entities, and I show them the specific video. If they don't say that the entity that is playing with my REM pod, is my device, is a prankster, they're not a medium. Because I had two different person telling me the same thing, and those person are in two different provinces, and they don't know each other. And both are mediums, and they told me the exact same thing, that the person that was playing with my REM pod was a prankster. He was looking at me and he was laughing.
It's just, there are things that we just cannot.
I had a question, but what? It's not a question for me, but it's a question in general. Freaky Geek asked, when you ask something to touch or interact with a device, and it either moves, lights, or makes a sound, anybody thought to ask or mention telekinesis? It could, but
I never thought about that.
Usually when we try to ask an entity to interact with a device or something like that, we will try to kind of not retract ourselves, but
he's asking are you in Montreal?
I'm in actually I'm in Nova Scotia, but I'm from Trois-Rivières, Quebec. It's in between Quebec and Montreal.
That's a damn good question, because we've all played Ouija board growing up. We all had, and we always wonder, are you pushing it? Are you pushing it? Anybody pushing it? You know what I mean? And I never thought about, what if somebody, no ghost, no nothing. It is your mind and the energy pushing it, but you're not pushing it, like you're not touching it.
So that's why sometimes you will ask an entity, can you knock? Can you open a door? Can you do something else? I had at Hinsdale, we had a knock. All of us, we heard it. We all heard that knock. And at practically the same time on Spirit Talker, we had the knock was me. The sound was me, or the knock was me. But we had that phrase coming in, like, confirming to us that it wasn't us, it was the entity that was playing with us. Like, I touched your device, okay, I'm gonna go knock and tell you that was me. So sometimes you ask an intelligent entity to do something intelligent, and when you ask an entity to do something intelligent and he does it, well, but telekinesis, yes, and it is, and it really can be. But is the person that is investigating, or the person that are investigating with you, or do they have their ability, those abilities? Did they ever ask their self? Do they have their abilities? I don't have them. I don't have them. I tried. Oh God, I tried.
I know, right? It's so frustrating, because you hear these people with these gifts, and you're sitting there like, how come I don't have any gifts? How come I can't talk to
But
people,
the guy
you
then
know,
spoons, you watch at that spoon and you come on, burn.
and it makes you somewhat skeptical, not on purpose, just because we can't feel that. Like I want to feel that.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, on this channel itself, I remember doing a live show. It was after all these shows were like people seeing like my brother, and I was doing that one show, having fun. I was talking to my digital recorder and I go, "Can you please make something move?" And I remember right there on the live show, my green screen just came down, and I was so like you guys were in your video. I was like, yes, I was like hyper. I was happy. So every time I watch, maybe you feel different. Every time I watch these TV shows, I watch them for just for the fun of it. Not, I know they're not all real, but when I watch like a Ghost Adventures and all that, and when they're like, oh my God, oh, you know, they're running, and I'm saying, like, when I had that experience, when I saw something move, I was laughing and having fun with it, and I saw you, I'm like, that's real. You know what I mean?
In the same video, a little bit towards the end, I go, oh, I hear footstep. And at the exact same time, at the exact same moment, Spirit Talker go, here are my footsteps. At the exact same time that I say, I'm hearing footsteps, my Spirit Talker says, here are my footsteps. So,
wow. And how do you explain that, right?
A coincidence. You cannot, and like I was saying in my video, you cannot make that shit up, because
I know you can't.
Even if you're the best faker in the world, you will spot the fakers, because
no, you're right. I have people who said that was probably already coming down, right? I had people say that, but I'm like, hold on, it was a 2-hour show. You're telling me I timed it exactly at 1 hour, 13 minutes to come down when I asked it. That's a hell of a luck.
Yep. That's a freaking luck, because, man, like, go and buy yourself a freaking lottery ticket, because.
But let me ask you this: you and I are both.
Much.
You and I are both believers in the. I mean, of course, we know not everything you see and hear are real. We know that, and we're not getting there. But we have a belief system, you know that. Do you? I know it's a hard kind of a question, but do you think by you researching the paranormal, and of course, paranormal name is a wide range of different things in the paranormal, but I'm just using the word paranormal as the main phrase. Do you feel that? I don't know if you're looking for this kind of an answer. I am. I'm not afraid to look for it. Is there life after death? Take the religion part out, people. I want just right now, just for this people in the chat, have it help. Take the religion part out. I'm talking about take that out. Do you think that maybe
I'm doing it
paranormal can help you?
Yeah, I'm doing it for it. I'm doing it to reassure myself that there's life after death. There's something else after, and that's what I'm curious of discovering. That's what I want to know. That's what I want to, like, okay, there's something. So it doesn't just stop there. It's just like, that's a one step in my, I was saying, my way, my kind of paranormal highway. It's like you have a path that is laid for you in life. And I heard a theory once that when you pass away, if your mission is not over, you come back in another life. Those past life experiences that people have, or people sometimes go see psychics and like, you were so-and-so in a past life. You were so-and-so in a past life. Well, those lifetimes, you lived them. And at the end of your cycle, when you have accomplished everything you had to accomplish, then you become a spirit guide. So you're there just like to protect and guide the people that wants to navigate like in that realm, in that spiritual realm. And those, I will get into another. The spiritual realm is like a parallel dimension to ours, because when you pass away, you go into another dimension. And with my friend from Spotted Ghost, he showed me how a spirit talker works. And when spirit talker works, it goes beyond those dimensions. So we all want to see like that third and fourth and fifth and all those dimensions. So I really believe that we have something that is traced for us. And
I 100% agree with you. I mean, if you could prove there's a real ghost in your house or anywhere, where's that ghost come from? It's some kind of energy. You know what I mean? It's energy. Something. What is it? Look, my question is: it luck of the draw of who gets to come back at Earth as a ghost? You know what I mean? I mean, now those are the mysteries that I want to learn them. I know some people say, "Well, Eric, you don't always want to learn." What if you learn? If somebody goes, Eric, what if you learn that there is nothing? Well, how are you going to learn there's nothing? I mean, nobody knows that there's nothing until it happens. So there is no learning. There's nothing.
If an out of earth being come and see me and tells me there is nothing after death, the switch is gone because we've studied your species for X and X and we know all those then I will believe. But with all the things that happened to me and those two, before I was a believer, I wasn't. I had two experiences that made me a believer. And
what was the main one that made you like,
the
you know
main
what,
one
this is
was
real?
a Ouija board that it's not the planchette that moved, it's the actual board. And the board actually did an 180. On my side, it was on the wrong side. But when it turned, it was all the letters were on the right side after. So that particular event, it wasn't the guy with whom I was doing it because he was as pale as I was when it happened. And the sound that the board made, it was like somebody was pressing on the board and spinning it. So it wasn't like a breeze or somebody like just, a board games is sometimes like they work and you just flip it and they spin like, it wasn't that. So it was that particular event. And the second event too, because I think a spirit went through me. Because I was working as a security guard in Montreal. And the building I was investigating is a really old building. It was situated in old Montreal. And I had sounds and bangings coming from an office that was empty. When I opened the door to investigate what was happening, it was in the middle of summer, but a white freezing mist went through me.
Wow.
And when it went through me, my breath was cut and my heart was beating like 120 miles per hour. I was like stuttered and I blabbered something. I don't really remember what I said. And the door just shut on me. I said, okay, I'm going back to the guard post and ending the rest of my shift there. But
wow.
Yeah, so those experiences made me, and all the investigations that I did, all those places that I went, that I go to, there's too much stuff happening that can put as a coincidence.
Yep.
It is
too. When my brother, after he passed away, we're cleaning out the room. He was actually at the time staying at my house. and my brother had this very, very, very nice Ouija board. It wasn't the Parking Brothers kind of board at the time. And my other brother were here. You know, we just thought, you know, this Ouija board is connected with him, so we actually, you know, went to throw away. You know, because it was connected. We don't, even though I'll play with Ouija boards, but I didn't want to play with that one, so we throw it away. And the next day, it was back in the room, and we asked everybody in his house, did somebody went to the garbage, pulled it out, and put it back in the room? Everybody goes, we're not going to go through the garbage. Because everybody says, we didn't even know you threw away a Ouija board. And my kids, they don't play Ouija boards. They don't,
No.
you know, they don't care for none of that. To this day, everybody swears that they did not put the Ouija board back.
Wow.
So this last time we didn't throw it, we gave it to somebody. Somebody wanted it, and we actually my brother had this black beads cross. I don't know what that's called in the religion world, because I wasn't religious. We put it with it, and he gave it, and we never saw the Ouija board again. But it's one of those things, like, did it somehow magically appear, or was somebody trying to play a practical joke? And nobody in our house really plays that kind of a practical joke.
Yeah.
But
That's kind of a dark joke.
you know, that's kind of a dark joke. So, but
All the stories I heard about people trying to get rid of Ouija boards and stuff like that always ended up like that. Like the
Rosary,
Ouija board
that's
came
it.
back and
Thank you, Rosary.
Rosary, yeah.
I'm sorry.
I am Catholic and I don't even remember.
Listen, I know my grandpa was a minister at a church, and I don't know these names, you know that. But I'll tell you why I got into the paranormal. Like as a kid, like what made me really look into this. Now, this might be a sad story too. I'm like the sad story kind of guy. Okay, so people, this is true. So when I grew up with no mom. Never saw my mom in my life. I was, you know, she was gone when she left when I was a baby. So I didn't. So when I was growing up, first of all, I never knew if my mom was alive or dead. I know how strange it sounds. Nobody has ever talked about my mom, ever. Even though we go to our grandparents' house for like Christmas, it was her parents, not my dad's side, because they were already passed away before I was there. Nobody ever talked to her. So I assumed she was dead for 12, 13 years. Nobody has ever talked. And I never asked anybody, like, whatever happened to her? It was just, I grew up all boys. That's all I knew. It was all that. So a lot of times, I'll take long walks, because the way my house was, there's a lot of lost boys at my house. A lot of my brother's friends, you know, it was all a man's house. So I never even had a bedroom growing up. Never had a bedroom. I always slept on the couch. So I always take these walks, because there was no freedom at my house. I had no room. So I always listened to headphones. So sometimes I'll take a walk and, you know, I thought my mom was dead, you know? So I'm like, is there anything you want to say? Like I was like, trying to talk to her, thinking she's a ghost. And then one time I was walking between songs on an album, like with the space part, a word out of nowhere comes. I was like, I'm always here with you. And it's like, whoa. And I'm like, I'm always, I mean, I heard it light of day. And I lived in Kerman, California, out in the grapevines. I mean, there's no people out. It's like country land. It's like cow land. And I heard this voice light of day. And I remember the next day, it says, the next day, or walking again, not the same song, on a different song on the space part. I'm still here with you.
Wow.
And you know, and you wonder, right? And of course, when I was 16, 17, our grandparents said, "Oh, your mom's moving back from Oklahoma." I didn't even know she was Oklahoma. I'm like, "Oh, my mom's alive?" Right? And you know, I'm thinking, well, what voices did I hear? Was there somebody else? And you know what? What you got to think to yourself, like, do we have? Sometimes I ask myself, I know this is like getting me religious. Like, do we have like a guardian angel? Because there was times in life
Spirit guides.
That
They call
spirit guides, because
Yeah.
there's times in life I feel like I should have been dead. Where like I had a metro bus smash my car, all smash my side, walked out without a scratch. When I was 7 or 8 years old, we're in the mountains, and we're parked on the side of the road, a bunch of cars, and there's snow across the street. There's snow.
Mhm.
There's a hill. There's a road going down like this. I get up. Nobody saw me get up. I saw the snow, and so I'm going to the snow. So I walk in the street. All you heard was, you heard this truck just hit the brakes. This car hit me from behind. I remember this. Flying through the air, I flew out of my shoes. My brother, if my brother's dad, he would tell you, everybody was having a heart attack when they saw this. I hit the road and I roll. Everybody thought I was dead, right? And when they come and check me out, I was fine. I went to the snow and played. I don't even remember having a bruise.
Wow.
And then on a work time, I was a cable guy. I have a 32-foot ladder in the air. I climbed my ladder before you're supposed to belt off so you be protection. The wire broke from the house, and when that happened, it's like a slingshot.
Mm.
The hooks that I was under, the wire, I saw it like in slow motion, went away from it where I was going to go straight down, but somehow came back, and it landed on a boat, one little boat that made me walk down. Of course, I was scared. And, and you sit there like, my God, is there something guarding you? Like, because you're getting hit by cars, smashed. Because there's another time somebody stole the car. I was on a security job, smashed into my side of the car, big ass dent, but I'm walking out of this with like no scratches.
Sometimes our spirit guides can be really, really strong. And it depends who it be, because if it's a member of your family, they will like be overprotective sometimes. But I don't know. It could be like an over earth being that tells one particular spirit, like, you go and protect so and so, you go and protect. I don't know.
I know. Is it luck? You know, like how many times do you have luck? It's like
it's like how many times people can get struck by lightning. It's kind of the same thing. Like once it's like, all right, it's an unfortunate. Twice it's like, okay, and three it's like, okay, I'm seeing the fuck out of you, what your way.
and then sometimes I'll have like a rip muscle inside here, but I didn't do nothing. It's like so I don't do nothing, I'll get a rip, and when I get hit by something, nothing rips. It's just
Go figure.
Oh man. I want to. This might crack. This might be more of a cracking you up. But I always wonder, if people believe in something so much, do they cause themselves? Because sometimes I watch these videos and I'm sitting there like, this is fake. This is no way. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Where is it?
You can have like sometimes like visual or auditionary pareidolia, they call, like you will hear stuff or see stuff that you think. It's like looking at a cloud. You're looking at the cloud, you'll see a bunny or you'll see a sheep or a car or stuff like that. It's the same. Sometimes people will see a shadow and they think could be.
Let me show you this video here. And I'm wondering, if people force themselves to believe in something so much, are they causing their own thing? And I'm not trying to doubt people of our believing in the paranormal, but I'm like, this can't be real. Watch. This is called.
Leave her. Out. 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 Everyone, leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her. Leave her.
Taking demon out of this.
Everyone go. Everyone go in Jesus' name.
like, are these people real? Are they believe? These people really think that a demon is attacking them, or is there a chance that there is a demon and this person is just getting rid of all these demons?
The demon, the D word comes out very often, and I'm not kind of a, I'm more, there's negative and positive energies. There's not really demons, and to possess somebody, the person has first to really open up his soul, and a possession is like the soul is taking the place of your soul, basically, if I can figure it this way. So real proper possessions, like for me, it's a good show. they're good actresses, or probably the priestess or the minister or whatever. She's good with manipulation of the psychic manipulation. They will prey on really people that have like a bad phase in their life, and they will like get their emotions so on edge that they will freak him up and crying, and
it kind of scares me in a certain way that
well
that people will try to like listen, I'm gonna be honest, none of those people are possessed.
No.
But to get them in that state, and it's just like our people can be easily put into that kind of a state. It just makes you wonder how weak. Like I always tell people, you have the right to believe what you want to believe. I never try to force our beliefs to anybody.
Yep.
You have that right. But some of these groups, cults, whoever you want to call them, there's even paranormal cults that they try to force it.
Yep.
Onto you. They call you names if you don't believe in something, and it's just like it's. And you watch those videos, like,
and some of those investigators, we call them, like they will lead, they will control the narrative. So they will say specific words, or when they have words come in Spirit Talker, they will just put emphasis on certain words, like devil, or the demon is here, or they will kind of lead you in a place. If they try to lead you somewhere, it's not real paranormal.
Yeah. See, this is why
paranormal, he will tell you every word, and that's why I wanted to do a little live stream, and I also wanted the viewers to be like part of it. Like,
yes,
for those who don't know investigations, for those who cannot go out of their houses and investigate, I wanted to bring them with us in that location. And I know that many creators do it, and I started it, and I just love it. And other location, we will probably do it again. But yeah, and it's a way to be transparent to the viewers.
But I want people, guys, in the chat, if you get a chance, this is the link to that video, and the reason I show that video before this, because I want you guys to then watch his video, watch how they have fun, that they're asking questions, how excited that they are. That I read people, you right? And it's not the things that you catch, it's the excitement that you guys have, and I know that's real. You know what I mean?
I react a lot, and I'm a reactor, and you should see me in everyday life. My girlfriend calls me the human puppet because I'm so freaking expressive, and that's me. And yeah, people will fake freaking being surprised, but you will spot the fake surprises. I'm always like that. And
I love that. There's parts of this video you're like, you know, you're like, and I'm like, that's kind of a group I want to investigate with. That yeah, we're gonna take it serious, but we're also gonna have fun. It's
And
good
that's
vibes
it.
because I believe good vibes will pay off.
Exactly. And you're with a group of friends. It's like having a good time with friends, and sometimes when you're having fun, like I told at the beginning, the spirits will say, "Hey, I want to have fun with them. I want to go there and have fun with them." So it will get them into that place. So yeah.
And like I said, you got a lot of awesome videos. You got like one called "The Most Haunted Place I've Been."
Yeah.
You know,
And that place is the most haunted place I've been. That's a courthouse that is in. Hey, Anthony.
What's up, boys?
Hey, how are you? That's a courthouse that is in Quebec. That courthouse dates back to 18. The first building was built in 1813 or 1814, about, and it was a courthouse until the 50s, I think. But it was really, it's an old building, and it was he had a graveyard in front that
let me
is
ask
no
you
longer
a
there.
question. And like I'm watching this video, and I noticed you're using a red tint.
Yeah.
Right there. On a paranormal research, does the red tint, you might see something more because of the red tint versus regular lighting by any chance?
Get in here.
It helped. It helped because it gives a kind of darker lighting while keeping a certain light that you can see for cameras that are not able to shoot in night vision. And I've noticed more people seeing shadow figures with red lights than any other colors of lights. People have tried green lights, blue lights, but I've noticed with red lights, you have, it is, I don't know, is it the kind of the signature that a spirit can have? Is it like not an ultraviolet, but kind of like a UV ray, or I don't know.
If you guys don't know what's going on, Anthony and hold on a second. These guys are actually, I don't know if they told the world what they're doing. They're actually doing something cool over the weekend. And I don't want to spoil it if they haven't told people, but unless Anthony, have you told people what you're doing this weekend with Mike by any chance?
Yeah, real quick, we're just fueling up. We're heading out to Pine Bush UFO conference. We're leaving Staten Island right now. But get ready for some exciting news, because either tonight or tomorrow night, for the first time in UFO history, we're going to be under the stars doing a UFO watch with me, Tom Reed, possibly Travis Walton, Jesse Peak, Bob McGuire, and a few other people under the stars filming the UFOs for the first time ever. We're going to have all these celebrities under the stars doing that. So keep an eye out to both our channels. But Mike and I just want to tell you we love you, and we'll talk to you guys during the week. Harley, it's good to see you, brother.
Good to see you, Anthony.
All right. Have a good show. We'll talk to you later.
See you guys.
All right.
Have a good one.
Isn't that just freaking awesome?